Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Outlaw 2044, and this is my Star Wars Outlaws graphics tutorial. So if you take a look at this, I'm getting roughly 40 FPS, and the graphics look amazing. Because I went from potato textures to this. So let's take a look at the potato textures before I made the changes, and both times the settings were on high on the game settings. This is what they look like. So with the normal settings on high in the system, and I have a i5 10600K CPU and an RTX 3070 running with this. This is set on high settings, in-game settings, and it looks horrible. So after I did these few tweaks that I found on Reddit, it now looks like this. So this is what you're looking at, and let's do that together, and you'll get some great graphics, and hopefully you'll get the same kind of averages I'm getting here. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go into your Documents, Mygames, and Outlaws. And you're going to look for this file called settings.cfg. Now, I have Notebook++ loaded, but you can do it with Notepad. That's fine. Notepad++, sorry. But you could do it with Notepad, regular Notepad, and open it up. So when you do open it up, you're gonna find this. So what you want to look for is you want to do a quick search for with a Control F, and that's going to be, you're going to look for streamer dedicated or just streamer dead, right? And it's going to find this here. You're going to find this amount here. Now, you can set this to your max VRAM if you want. That's fine for the 3070. I think it's 8 gigabytes. But I did set it to 8, and in the game later on tweaked it down to 5120, which seems to be working fine anyway, so it doesn't matter. So 5120 apparently is a good spot to get what I'm looking at right now. The second thing you want to fix is you can fix the sharpening. So if you do Control F again, you look for sharpening. Alright, so I changed my sharpening from 0.6999 to 0.99. And what that does is it changes the way the sharpening happens in the game. Now, be sure to save this, and then we're going to go into the game afterwards. So pause here, pause the video here, find this file, and make these two changes. All right, so you want the first one to sharpen. Well, actually, the first one is streamer dedicated, and then you can do sharpen. Those two things you're going to change, right? If you find that this crashes your game, it means you don't have that much VRAM. So find out how much VRAM you have and then go from there. All right. So pause the video, do this quick bit, and then we'll continue. Okay, so this next part of the optimization is another thread I found on Reddit, and this is the optimization settings. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the game, and you're going to go into settings, and then we're going to change these settings. All right, so let's take a look at this. Now, don't worry about this right now. I'm just going to follow this from my guide so I can show you, but I'm going to paste this into the section in the video itself so you can see it later. All right. Just wanted to mention quickly that the two settings here from the Reddit people, the graphics I settings was from Vexmythoclastt, and the in-game setting I'm about to show you is from zykopathetic. Okay, so the first setting we're going to deal with is in the video section of the settings. So go into video, and you're going to change your upscaler to NVIDIA DLSS. Oh, by the way, you should have an NVIDIA if you're doing this, right? Sorry if I don't know the AMD settings. So if you have AMD, your mileage is going to be a little different. All right, so you're going to change this to DLSS, and you're going to do RECONSTRUCTION is off, upscaler mode fixed, and upscaler quality is quality. All right, so the next setting we're going to go to is into the graphic settings of the game itself. And in here, I'm going to go down and change a few of these things. Now, I personally don't like depth of field, and I usually have it off. but for whatever reason the game keeps setting it back to high, and it's just annoying. I always turn motion blur off. It's just distracting and annoying. The main thing you want to change here is the direct lighting. You want to turn that off. Now, in the beginning, I had good settings with the direct lighting, but apparently these settings work better. So we're going to turn that off. Then we're going to go into advanced. Okay, so now in advanced, we're going to change the environmental reflection quality to high. We're going to change the fog blur. I like it off, but you can turn it on. That's fine. We're going to change the next three things to medium detail, and then the shadow quality to high. We're going to go with shadow proxies off. We're going to go with shadow highlights, shadow spotlights, and shadow quality to many and high. Now, don't worry. I'm going to put this in the comments section. So detail section, so you don't have to worry about that. So. Alright, now we're going to go to deformable terrain quality as high, lens and cinematics as high, extra streaming distance, and object detail are at the max. Destruction quality, high, spotlights, tessellation. You can do the same settings here, so medium, 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 high, high, or medium, high, medium, high, high, and medium. Alright, so with all these settings done, you may need to exit the game. But one of the things I found out is that my antivirus was blocking the game from making the changes to the INI settings. So make sure you turn off or put an exclusion in there for your antivirus. Otherwise, it probably thinks that something's hacking your system. Alright, and that's it. And if you do all that, your graphics should look like this, and they look fantastic. And you should have a lot of more fun playing this game. Let's do some speed running here and see what we get. Yeah,
let's get moving.
Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you is that I actually use reshade. I forgot to tell you that. So here's reshade. Here are my default settings for all this stuff. I don't want to do that. Alright. Here's reshade. I've got levels, gamma lift, sharpen, and DPX. And these are my settings down here. They're all default mostly. The only thing I really kind of fidgeted with was the luma sharpening and the levels a little bit to make it a little brighter. But other than that, that's all I use for reshade. Alright, peace out.